Hello, all. It is the 3rd of November, 2023, and a crisp fall day. Not bad, though. Have some news, but first I'll start with my steering gear here. I finally got around to cleaning the external part of it first with some engine degreaser, just sprayed it and then rinsed it off in this tub so I can start disassembling it and putting the new seals in it. So I'll show a video of that as I go along. One of the first things I have to do is get a puller so I can get the pitman arm off before I can really do a whole lot. The big news I have, though, which I'm pretty excited about, on Facebook, I found a guy in Kentucky, and he has a low mileage 462 engine and C6 transmission that he's selling to me for a very reasonable price. He's doing a swap on his 66 Lincoln. He didn't want that engine anymore, so I'm going to be going out there with a friend in another week or so, actually another week, to go pick it up. So I'm really excited about that. I had to work out logistics first. I had to work it out with my mechanic that I can borrow some space in his shop for a little while. First, I'm just going to store the engine and transmission there because I'm not ready to bring my car over there quite yet because I can't steer it right now. And so I need, and the dash is out, as you know, and the steering column and all that. So I first have to start working my way back up so I can at least get the car over there and be able to push it inside his shop so I can swap out the engine and transmission that I have in this car. So I feel very fortunate to have run across this. I didn't think I would have a running engine for this car for years, actually. Thought I was going to have to rebuild the one I have. So I'm really excited about that. So I also heard back from Desert Valley Auto Parts about the convertible door they sent me for the left rear door. They are going to see what they can do about it. They're looking for a sedan non-convertible door. Hopefully they can find one to replace it. So I'm working through that little issue right now. So I've got to do some house cleaning in my shed right now, clean off the top of the parts cleaner so I can get this in there and start cleaning it a little more thoroughly and open it up and get inside of it and put the new seals in. So also this guy in Kentucky, he has the remnants of a 67 parts car that he used just for parts. And he said, I can pick on it, take whatever I think I might need. So I don't know how much is there. I won't know until I go out there, but that'd be kind of cool if I came away with some other body parts or something that I could use. So we'll see how all that all goes. And I'll definitely take some videos while I'm there too. So another update in a minute. All right, I'm back from the store. I got myself a puller and I've broken this nut loose. Of course, it's been a lot easier on the car. So I had to use a hammer, real sophisticated here. Just whacked on it a few times to break it loose. So now I just gotta take that nut all the way off, and then I gotta set up my puller. This is the same puller that I've borrowed before. I just pull that arm off the gear. So that's the next step. All right, that took a lot of effort to try and get that pitman arm off. It's so hard for me to figure out how to configure these pullers, but I finally got one that kind of gave enough pressure on it, banged on it a few times, banged on it like this, and it finally gave out. So here's the pitman arm. So now the next part is I can just start disassembling. Actually, the next thing I'm going to try and take off are these insulators. Normally you need a special tool that goes right in here, but I don't have that special tool, of course, so I'm just going to use some, I don't know, something to grab on the outside here and just force them off. At least that's the theory. We'll see how that goes. All right, I had to put my MacGyver persona in place. I don't have a pipe wrench big enough to grab these and turn them, but this oil filter wrench actually worked. Didn't expect that. I was able to just wrap it around here and tighten it up, and it's spinning loose. So these little suckers are coming right off, and they will not be reused. I've got the new long bolts with bushings and whatnot that will take the place, solid bushings, not these rubberized things that are not reliable. So that was a good stroke of luck there. So I just got the last one to break loose here. Of course, while I got the camera running, it probably won't work. There. Yeah, it worked. All right. I remember one time somebody told me they had a Ford dealership do this, and the Ford dealership didn't even have the proper tool they needed to replace these. They just use big pliers or whatever, so whatever works. Continuing with this assembly. All right, I've taken these 4 bolts out that go right here. They were 9/16, and now I'm just gonna pull this out like so. So there's one part. I'll put this in the parts washer, get that cleaned up. Looks like there's some dirt and corrosion and stuff in here. So we'll just set that over at the parts washer. All right, now I'll continue on. The next step is I'm going to take those 2 bolts off on the end here. Oh shoot, and here I am making a mess. Should have dumped, oh, there's some bearings in there. A bunch of bearings. I forgot about those. Well, this is going to be fun, putting all this back together. Yay! Anyway, moving along. All right. I'd forgotten about all those bearings inside. I've salvaged some of them. There's more inside here, and one fell into my drain plug here. Luckily, it's my drain pan. It's empty, so I'll be able to get that out later. So I've taken that cover off. I've taken these bolts out. Had to use my impact gun to loosen them. Before I can get it out, I'm pretty sure I have to take this nut off. And I'm documenting the number of threads there because that's actually an adjustment screw. And I see it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 threads that are out. Not a precise way to adjust it, but at least it'll get close to what it is right now when I put it back together. And I will look in the shop manual to see what I'm doing wrong and hopefully what I'm doing right before I can complete all this. Coming along though. All right, I've pretty much finished disassembling the steering gear into its major component parts. Now I'm going to start cleaning. Some of these I sure could be disassembled further. Not sure how much further I'm going to go. For instance, I'm pretty sure that shaft would come out. There's probably a spring clip or something on that end. I'm going to go look at the shop manual, and if I have a seal that goes in the top part there, then I will replace it. I know there's a Teflon seal down here in this piston-like assembly. This is where all the ball bearings are too. There's a keeper in here held on by a couple of screws. I should be able to get all the ball bearings back in there. I mean, I've done this before. It's been quite a few years, but I have had one of these apart before. I was able to get this off just by pulling it out without loosening that adjusting screw. So that should be good. I shouldn't have to mess with that. I think it has something to do with this cam here or whatever that meshes with this part here, just getting it aligned correctly. But I should be okay since I didn't loosen that, adjusting that. And just cleaning the inside of that. There is this is the bottom part of the steering gear here. There is a spring clip here, and there's got to be a seal right here, especially because this is where it was leaking real bad before, which is the main reason I took it out of the car. So I'm sure by taking this clip off and pulling that out, that will reveal a seal in there. So I'm just doing some house cleaning right now before I continue on. I'm going to find my rebuild kit too and look at the shop manual and see where I go from here besides cleaning. Oh, and yes, I did recover the one bearing that I accidentally dropped in that oil pan there. I did get it out, so it's in this little glass jar with all the other loose ones that came out. So I'm sure there's a count of them in the shop manual, so I can make sure that I haven't lost any, so I will count them. All right, I took some time to study my shop manual. Also found a nice instruction sheet with the kit and whatnot, so definitely have everything I need there. So now I'm just going to begin the process of cleaning the parts here, and then just let them dry. I'm not going to worry about trying to start reassembly today. It's too late in the day for that, so then I'm just going to clean parts and call it a day. I dipped something in here earlier today. Let's see if I can fish it out. Yeah, here we go. This is the shift linkage here. Just thought I'd let it soak for a while, so it looks like it's going just fine. So I think that's it for now. All right, this is going to conclude today's operations. I finished cleaning all the individual parts. There's still some disassembling to do, I think. I think the valve body here is probably going to have to be disassembled, especially since I got cleaning solvent inside of it through the ports. But I'm sure the instructions that I have in the shop manual will help me out there. Everything else is pretty much disassembled as far as it needs to be. I did count the bearings. I do have all of them, 27. That's the magic number, so I didn't lose any bearings. That's good. And that's going to conclude for today. Back in my car real quick. Once I get the steering gear back in, I get the dash put back together, the power. Oh, I did order the new, I think I mentioned it earlier, I ordered the brake vacuum booster. That should be here in a few days, but that can't go in until the steering gear is in place. So anyway, and then steering column, dash, all that stuff will go back together. Then once I get all that done, I can start doing some more prep work. By then, I probably will have the engine and transmission here by then. I don't know, but before I have the car towed over there, I will do some more prep work. So I have very little to do once I get the car into the shop. I will drain the oil pan that's on this engine still because it's full of oil and who knows what else. Get that emptied out and loosen up the transmission mounts. And I may remove the drive shaft or I may leave it in place just because that would allow the car to be put in park. So I may leave that in place until I'm ready to actually pull it out, the transmission out. And that's it for today. Thank you.